Hello everyone, I'm the EFC and this is Blue Line CV. But yeah, of course, I want to get straight into things, and we know that Marcos Alonso has been nominated for the left back of the year, for the PFA team of the year, and it's been a pretty divisive talking point on social media and with Chelsea fans today. A lot of Chelsea fans feel that Marcos Alonso deserves it. He's scored the most goals in the league. Other Chelsea fans don't necessarily understand why he was nominated in the first place. It was pretty funny too in the press conference earlier today when Conte was questioned about Alonso being nominated for the team. Conte made the comment that he thought that Alonso was pretty poor in the Southampton game. And to be honest, Alonso was pretty poor, so it was pretty funny for Conte to just outright state that. It was pretty funny too because quite a lot of people were defending his performance against Southampton, saying that they felt that he was one of the key players, which was a bit baffling in my opinion. But when you hear it from the big boss himself, then you kind of just have to accept it. Now, when it comes to giving my thoughts and opinions on the matter, do I feel that Marcos Alonso deserved the award? To be honest, I'm not too sure in my opinion. But then this raises a question. Who would I nominate as candidates for left wing back of the year? Now, for me, a few stand out this season. I'm looking at Robertson from Liverpool, I'm looking at Ben Davies from Tottenham, I'm looking at Arthur Masaku from West Ham, and I'm looking at Ryan Bertrand from Southampton. So I thought I'd use Squawka to look through some of the stats to really try and find out who's been one of the better performing left backs this season. But anyway, you guys, I've decided to go for show totals instead of showing their stats per 90 minutes or per game. I'm just trying to get an understanding of their performances over the season. Just going through the stats, we can see with successful passes, no surprise that Robertson has completed more than 1,000. Of course, the Liverpool system heavily involved in the build-up play. Same thing with Bertrand at Southampton. They focus a lot of their plays down the left-hand side. Chances created, Ben Davies has created the most, which is not very surprising because obviously with Spurs, with how they like to push their wing-backs forwards, obviously free up the spaces and the half spaces for their number 10s. It makes a lot of sense naturally. They need to be heavily involved in the build-up play. But again, Alonso and Bertrand have created a decent amount of chances on average, I'd guess, compared to other left-backs in the league. Looking at total forward passes now, in terms of some of the successful passes completed, you'd probably say the percentages haven't been amazing. It seems to be the average. I wouldn't say it's above average. Of course, Robertson heavily involved in Liverpool's build-up play. No surprise, 87% of his passes completed, especially because he completes a lot of them going forward too, which is pretty good to be honest. But Alonso and Bertrand seem to share the same pass completion. You're looking at the chances created, as I said, 44 by Ben Davies. Now going to total shots, because let's be serious, the main reason as to why Alonso has been nominated, it's been because of the goals he's scored. Now let's try and understand the context behind this. Now when you look at the total amount of shots he's taken compared to all the other left backs, I mean really it's crazy, it's on a different level. Now the main reason as to why this has been the point is because Conte has been using Alonso differently. This season especially, he's been telling him to get inside the 18-yard box, get on the end of things. How many times will we see, let's say if Hazard's on the left-hand side, we'll see Alonso drifting inside because we need a more physical aerial presences inside the box to meet crosses. So really it comes as no surprise. Of course, he has been, has scored some very memorable goals this season, but at the same time, I don't understand. I mean, I personally wouldn't take this stat too much because I kind of feel, well, let's say if the other guys were playing in the same tactical role, maybe they'd have similar type of shots as well. So again, it's a very he's got his own niche role in the team, and I don't think it's fair to judge other players based on a niche thing created for Marcos Alonso. Now looking at the tackling stats, Alonso's got 29, the highest is Arthur Masaku, which is pretty surprising in my opinion, but again, he is a very tenacious player that does like to get in very close to the people he's trying to win the ball from. Robertson has by far the lowest. In a way, yeah, I mean, it's definitely a position that he can definitely improve as the years go on, but again, he is pretty young still. Looking at tackles lost, Alonso has lost the third lowest out of the 5. Still, it's no surprise to me that Masaku's lost out on the most. I mean, the amount of times I've seen West Ham overrun down their flanks. So many 2v1s against the guy. I mean, it really is no surprise. Looking at the average percentage of the total deals all 5 of these guys have done, Masaku does stand out. That's for the tackles that he has won, so that does come as no surprise. And Alonso comes in at 4th. So yeah, I mean, we do know when it comes to 50-50 situations, Alonso necessarily isn't the greatest when it does come to that. And this is what I mean, you guys, when I gave that disclaimer earlier, saying that these stats don't even give the full context toward things. I mean, for example, with Marcos Alonso, the amount of times that it takes him to finally win a ball from an opponent, you'll see someone running down the right hand side. It will take Alonso maybe 3 attempts by sticking with the guy before he finally wins the ball. So maybe this could really interfere with some of the stats. Now, when it comes to successful take-ons, Masaku really is in a league of his own. He's completed 71, which is crazy because this guy has played nearly 1,000 less minutes compared to other players. 71. I mean, I've been very impressed with him offensively. But I mean, really, this is pretty crazy. I mean, there have been a handful of games where he has been playing as a winger, but then that's just literally been like a handful. Most times he has been playing as a left wing back this season, and he really does provide something offensively. And who knows? I kind of feel this guy, if he was playing for a bigger team, maybe he could develop into a much more complete player. When it comes to successful take-ons and dribbles, most of these guys aren't really renowned for that dribbling ability. Robertson has completed by far the fewest out of all of them, which is a bit surprising, but at the same time, most of these guys do kind of play a more supportive role when they do play as left backs or wing backs. Masaku really does play as an out-and-out attacking wing back, so this is why the metrics are skewed for that. When it comes to defensive errors, Alonso has only made 1, same as Masaku. The others haven't completed a single defensive error this season. At the same time, I don't know how that stat is measured, so that doesn't really mean anything for me. Looking at blocks too, Ryan Bertrand has completed the most blocks. No surprise, he is very good defensively. Alonso does come in at 3rd with 5 blocks completed this season. I mean, of course, naturally, we're not going to even, it doesn't really matter that much because mostly our back 3 does most of that. Aerial duels won. Alonso has won the most, of course. That's one of his best features, is his aerial ability. I mean, he is pretty tall too as well, and he is pretty strong, so it's no surprise he's won that many. Ben Davis comes in at 2nd, Bertrand at 3rd. At the same time, with Marcos Alonso, he does get a lot more aerial balls compared to those guys. You guys, at times where Courtois is kicking it out from goal kicks, of course Alonso is contesting for that. And when we are playing crosses into the box as well, because Conte tells Alonso to get inside the box, and actually he will have much more opportunities to challenge the balls aerially. When you actually look at the aerial duels won though, as a percentage, Alonso has 52%. And of course, again, this is another metric that doesn't really mean too much. We've seen with Robertson, he's come out at top, but he's barely contesting for anything aerially. So in a way, it doesn't really mean anything. But again, you guys, I said that disclaimer for a reason. You're not really going to get the full details and ideas on who's really performing. But at the same time, I guess if we were just to quickly glance through everything, everyone seems to be near a pretty close type of level. Yeah, some people might stand out with a few stats. They might have, let's say, 4 or 5 points higher than the next guy. But in the grand scheme of things, having 4, 3, 5 stats higher than the next guy isn't necessarily a massive gap between them. But really, one thing to take away from looking at all of these stats and comparing the 5 best left backs, left wing backs this season for me personally, one thing we can notice is how skewed everything is. There isn't really any standout player in this position in terms of, you know, he's got the best stats for everything. You know, let's say Masaku has good stats here, Bertrand has good stats there, Robertson has good stats there. In a way, it really does reflect how each team uses these guys for their system and tactically. And if anything, for me, this brings up an even bigger point, and that's the fact that there hasn't been any real standout left back, left wing back this season. Why are we using a 4-3-3 for this PFA team in this season? We've been seeing with Man City, they've been having great success using midfielders in that position. I kind of feel that there have been other players that deserve to be in that team. I don't understand personally why it isn't a back 3. I mean, Walker's been playing more as a centre back out wide than playing as a full back this season. For me, it should have been a 3 at the back. You could have dropped in a Kante in midfield. You could have dropped in a Firmino up front, in my opinion. For me personally, every left back has been just solid. No one's been outstanding personally. And I just kind of feel that it's kind of a waste even nominating a left back this season. Really, we should have just kept it to a back three, put someone in midfield or had an extra player up front and kept it at that. But you guys, that's my thoughts and opinions on this whole Marcos Alonso thing. If anything, one thing to take from this video is obviously understanding the context in regards to why decisions are made. We know the context for Alonso. We know that the reason why he's nominated is for the goals he scored. The reason why he's been scoring so many goals is because most times out of any other left wing back in this country, he is the one that's allowed to be inside the box more than any of them, meaning that you're going to have more chances to obviously score and goal. But in regards to Alonso's overall contribution in a game, it's not really amazing, and at the same time, he isn't far behind some of his other counterparts in the league. Well, you guys, thank you for watching today's video. Later on at 10:30 PM will be the subscriber call-in show. If you want to be part of the show, you guys send me an email. It's going to be in the description. Send an inquiry so I can send you the details. Thank you for watching. There'll be another video coming up in an hour or two from now, so stay tuned for that. I'm NiniFC. This is Blue Lines TV. Signing out.